Jared Verse spoke at training camp the other day, and he talked about changing the culture in Cleveland, so much so that I got multiple texts from people saying, I love this guy. I love the way he presents himself. I love what he's trying to do in Cleveland. The quote that got sent to me that we are going to discuss is this. Jared Verse, talking about changing the culture here in Cleveland, said, quote, Myles Garrett is a great player, one of the best defensive players to ever live. You can make a very good case for him to be the best defensive player that ever stepped and played in this game. But I'm here for a different reason. Sacks are cool. TFLs are cool. Pro Bowl, All-Pro are cool. I'm here to change the standard of defense. I'm here to change what's happening in Cleveland. You can go out there and get all these stats, but I'm here to win games. This is not a rebuild. I'm not here to take a seat for 6 months and just chill and enjoy the Cleveland lifestyle. I'm here to win. The whole Cleveland Browns organization right behind me on that, and I stand behind it.
Wow.
Boom. You have talked.
Massive shot at Myles Garrett.
You have talked in the past about when Juan Thornhill came in and did something similar.
I'm not going to kill Jared Verse. I like he wants to rip Myles Garrett. Okay, that's fine. I like the enthusiasm. I like the energy. I like that he wants to win. But here at Cleveland, we've heard this a million times from a million guys. The talk is cheap. Back it up. I think he will, but I think he's good. I don't have any faith in him. I'm not worried about him playing well, but they are in a rebuild. Now, they're building back up. I think they're on the upswing of the rebuild. But, the owner basically admitted they're not going to win this year. Not basically. He said they're not going to win this year. Not so many words.
Thank you, Jared. I love this, man.
Yeah.
You must have heard me, though.
You don't got a problem with him ripping Myles?
I love the subliminal. I told
Not
him.
subliminal.
I
ripped Myles Garrett.
I told him, I said, listen, Jared Verse, let me just talk to you real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man, they traded you for Myles Garrett, bro. They traded you. Like, they said Myles was a missing piece. You was defensive rookie of the year. You was one of the leaders on the defense. And by the way, you guys were pretty good last year. You went into the NFC Championship game, right?
Yeah.
So you got moved to Cleveland. They shipped you to Siberia. You know what Odell Beckham Jr. said? That when they don't want you to play good, they just ship you to Cleveland.
Yeah.
That's the thought around the league. But I love the fact that you said one thing. Hey, bro, I ain't no slouch out here. And I'm not coming over there to waste my career. See, the problem is a lot of people think we can talk about rebuilding all the time. What I've seen from Jared Verse from day one is the action. They can't block him now. That's not saying much because the offensive lineman is young, whatever. But he came, when they traded him, he came off the plane. He could have sulked for 2-3 weeks. He came off the plane, went to OTAs, and was there the very next day. And I love the fact that he's leading by example. He could have took time off and said, I don't even know why I'm in Cleveland. But I love the fact that he's coming out here trying to set a tone. Obviously, you got to still do it. But guess what? No, we don't have no time to be worried about no 18 to 25-year-old players that's going to come save us. At some point in time, you got to develop your own players, develop your own quarterbacks, develop your own people, and somebody got to start somewhere. We can't keep resetting, waiting for a savior. Why don't somebody turn into a savior? Why don't you turn yourself into something? And I think Jared Verse is trying to lay some groundwork. So I love the attitude. I love what he's talking about, and he's spicy.
Jason.
The Browns needed a culture reset from
he's
Myles,
trying to do it.
and he's trying to do it. And that doesn't mean, and listen, I've tried to thread this needle for the last year or two, and people melt down.
What people are saying is that Myles Garrett doesn't care about winning. I mean, that's what he said.
And I think that's a little harsh.
Yeah, that's what he said. I didn't say it.
I know.
Jared Verse
I
is
know.
saying that.
And I think it's harsh.
Yeah.
I think Myles wants to win.
Right.
But I do think that Myles is an unbelievable force. He is the most dominant defensive player on the field.
Let's say that. Yes. Let's not get it twisted. He's the greatest defensive end I've ever seen play.
Period.
Yeah.
Period. And if you put him in a locker room like L.A.,
yes,
where he doesn't have to be the guy up front, it's probably better for him.
Yes.
And maybe Jared Verse is better in a situation like this where he can be up front more.
Yeah. And if he didn't care about winning, he wouldn't have wanted to be traded.
When you've got Sean McVay and you've got Sam in there in that locker room, you don't necessarily need that guy, but Cleveland needs that guy. And if Jared Verse can be that guy, all the better. Yeah. Because, like I said, I've been trying to thread this needle, telling you guys there's a disconnect here between Myles on the field and Myles off the field. There is a massive disconnect. And I think you finally saw it when he was traded, and nobody in Cleveland really seemed busted up about it.
No.
Nobody in that locker room was really upset. Who came out and said, I can't believe they traded Miles? Nobody.
Yeah.
Because of that disconnect that I've been telling you guys about. So if Jared Verse can fill that vacuum in the locker room, it is desperately needed. This team is craving veteran leadership in the locker room. And they're going to look to guys like Jared Verse. And I know he's only a second-year player, Carson Schlesinger, Denzel Ward. These are the type of guys that have to carry this team and lead this team in this locker room. And eventually he's going to have to make plays on the field too, obviously. Right. Doesn't matter what you say. Doesn't matter how good you are in the locker room if you're not making plays on the field.
All this stuff about, words, we're going to be this, and everybody's like, there's a different energy. None of that matters once the season starts.
I need 12.
That's all nonsense we do every year with every bad team, and we try to con ourselves into believing they're better. And then eventually it pans out when the team gets better, and then we finally got it right. But
I need 12. The thing is, I like that he's putting the onus on himself. Yeah. Because exactly what he did was, when you make comments like that, you saying, no, don't talk to the quarterback, don't talk to
because this will come back at him if he doesn't play well.
Yes. This is holding himself accountable.
100%.
Because he gonna say, sacks and tackle for loss is cool, but we're gonna be looking the first 4, 5, 6 weeks, how many sacks and tackle for losses you got.
Yeah.
And if he can put the numbers up, he's telling himself, you know what, I got to come here, and I know what my numbers look like with the Rams. I got to be more than that. Yeah. I can't just be one of the guys. I got to be a leader on the defense.
You think Myles Garrett at some point this year will respond to this? Because he has to know that this was said.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He'll find a way.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.